Oh shit. It's a big day at ERA.motorsports. This was the other thing that I was talking about in the wheel video that I bought and I was waiting on. The Talaria Stinger, wait, what is it? The Talaria MX4 is what I ordered. So I also really appreciate this. Fragile, handle with care, high claim value. That right there is how you get your people to pay attention to it. So let's get this thing unboxed, see what we're working with. I know there's some substantial assembly required, that's fine. But yeah, let's work on getting the box open and get all the stuff laid out. Love that it showed up full black and they sent the graphics separate because I didn't want these. I'm definitely not putting blue graphics on here because this just looks too clean blacked out like this. Talaria is assembled. Pretty straightforward assembly. You saw how easy it was. Everything seems to be working as it should. The battery came with about like 60-ish% life on it. I just charged it all the way up, so we have a fresh battery. All that remains is to remove the final. Well, that didn't come off nearly as easy as I was hoping. There we go. Now it's done. Assembled. So let's go cruise down the road with it and see how it feels.
A few moments later.
I forgot to cut the brown wire. So I'm going to do that now. I'm not going to do a tutorial on it because there's a million tutorials on how to unlock, these Talarias and servos and stuff. But there's a little brown wire in there that's looped in. It's just like a limiter for your battery output. And so you snip that, heat shrink the sides so they can't touch, and good to go. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll be good to go back out. Well, let's do that. Let's add some air to the tires, and then we'll go back out for a real test drive. So pretty simple process, you just pull off everything from the front here and you find this little looped wire. Not very difficult. We're gonna cut it, use some heat shrink here, wrap it up so nothing can get to it, and then we'll put everything back together, and it should be full power access, like be able to hit 50 or 55 miles an hour, whatever the top speed of it is. So let's finish it up. this is a few days after I have finished building the Talaria. My original plan was to do a review for it, or like a test drive for it, the day that I got it finished, but that did not happen. I did ride it, but I didn't record anything. So let's talk about the Talaria. It has honestly impressed me. It is more powerful than the Sur-Ron. The suspension feels better than the Sur-Ron. Pretty much every metric feels like it is better than the Sur-Ron. Now that is the only other electric bike I've ever ridden, so I don't have a huge sample size to you know, score things from or compare. But you know, just based on the two, I really like how this one feels. Now I'm not saying the Sur-Ron feels bad by no means, but at the same time, after, put it this way, I didn't know what I was missing until I rode this one, and I'm like, oh, so this is what it can feel like. I think that's probably like the best way that I can describe it. And there may be another one that does the same thing for me, but in a different direction. So I've ridden it almost 100 miles in the past 4 days. And my only complaint on the bike is that the brakes kind of suck. The rear brake's okay, but the front brake is dog shit. Like, honestly, it is just atrocious. I should have worn pants. It's cold. I kind of want to go over there, so I'm going to. This right here is like one of the massive benefits, though, that I like about the e-bike. Oh, this is a perfect spot to practice wheelies. I'm not very good at wheelies. Whoo, shit, saved it. That grass looks like ticks. No, thank you. But this right here is something that I really appreciate about the bikes. You can just like find something and be like, what's that? That wasn't bad. Not good, but not bad. Better. But yeah, like stuff like this, you can just kind of explore. You're quiet. If you got a headlight, you know, you can be seen. But it's just a really easy way to cruise around your environment. I've been waved at more on this thing in the past 4 days than I have in 4 years of riding motorcycles. So it's like people see this thing and they're not mad at it. They might not know what it is, but they're not mad, which is cool. So Talaria MX4, 10 out of 10, honestly. It is a very fun thing to ride. It feels very well built. I think that I'll be able to get a lot of miles out of it. I've looked at some of the mod support for them, and there's tons of stuff out there. So like, you can really make this bike into whatever you want it to be, which I really appreciate. Because I know, I mean, y'all have seen my other stuff. I know that I'm not going to be able to keep it stock forever. And why would I? I really have nothing but good things to say about it. I think it's a fun way to get around town. You know, in my experience, I've been getting around like 35-ish miles on a full charge. But at the same time, I'm also not running it dry. So you could go probably further. Now, I'm not hot rodding it the whole time. Sometimes I'm cruising at 35 miles an hour. But it really has, it's done better than I thought it would. Chickens. This thing is perfect for like going to town and getting food. You just throw a backpack over your shoulder, pull up to the drive-thru, get something, stuff it in, come home. It makes, you know, it really saves you money if nothing else, because you're not paying them Uber Eats fees, but you also get to go have a fun ride to get something that you need, you know, instead of just sitting at home doing nothing. Unless you're busy, of course, right? But I don't know. I think it's good sometimes to get out of the house. You know, you can sit in the house for too long. All these new constructions. That's why I want to live in the woods. I don't want neighbors. If you're thinking about getting a Talaria, the main things that I think would be important for you to know is you should get it. I think it's a great idea. I think if you're going to use it to get yourself around town, I think it's an awesome solution. I think that if it's a trail bike for you, I think it's also an awesome solution. I think if it's a training bike for a dirt bike, I think it's great. I think it does so many things really well that it's like, if you have any want for one, definitely get it. So that's the Talaria MX4. I'm definitely going to leave it black, but so let me know if y'all want to see more stuff about the Talaria. I don't plan on making a bunch of content with it. I just wanted to share something cool that I got that maybe other people were interested in. If y'all want to see videos of the upgrades that I do to it, let me know, and we can definitely do that. But this right here is the ultimate parts getter, 100% hands down. It's fun, it's efficient, it is fun. It's just a good time. It makes doing things you really don't normally want to do enjoyable because you're doing something fun on the way there and back. So it lets you kind of enjoy the day just a little bit more. And that's what it's about.